I went to the gym for the first time in about 5 years this morning.
Yeah. How long?
About an hour. I can't move my arms very much.
God, yeah. Gym, yes, that is new for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
But,
I'm just going to get massive, really bulky.
We did. What?
It's not just sauna and steam room for the hour.
Yeah,
Do you not get bulky that way?
you park with or Pure Gym or Fibre?
Pure Gym.
Pure Gym.
Yeah. We've got quite a lot of gyms here, really, haven't we?
I'm going to see. Yeah, none of them are independent, so that stopped.
There's a workout lab.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we could.
But then the problem is with things like that, it's like there's they're all kind of like not like you have to be going there for a reason. So you have to be going there for like
it's very much.
not therapy. We're gonna need therapy after that. No, it's like if you've got an injury and stuff. You go, what's it called? Therapy, rehab.
I don't think it is.
Like personal training, most of it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, but I think it's like injury related. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I can just phone up and be like, hey, can I have a membership? Because it's the same with what's the other one Matt Chappell does? Evolve. It looks like a really cool like downstairs basement gym. It looks really cool, but you can't be a member.
Oh wow!
It's only PT, so you have to have. You can't just be like, hey, I want to just go and lift some weights.
Just rock up and do your thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll see how long this lasts anyway. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's pretty painful, isn't it?
What, the gym?
Yeah.
Good start, mate.
You do farming and stuff, so you must be like lifting stuff all the time.
A little bit, but not quite the same as going to the gym, I don't think.
No.
Is it? Let's get this out of the way early. What's your opinion on the whole Jeremy Clarkson thing on the?
As in his TV series?
But yeah, like how realistic is it, and how, because I love it, one of my favourite TV shows. So is it realistic, and B, what's the farmer impression of him and what he's done?
So I'm with you. I love it as well. I think it's really good. I expect, I'm sure some of it is slightly built up for the camera.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it is quite realistic. I mean, he probably messes about a bit more than the average farmer, doing little side projects and things, because the money probably isn't so important to him.
Yeah.
He's got enough income coming through. But no, I think it's really good. He's done every farmer I know who's watched it thinks it's great. He's done a lot probably to bring farming a bit more to the forefront.
I think initially it was like when he first did it, the first thought from people that weren't farmers, I guess, was that's going to annoy farmers because he's sort of, he's just suddenly bought a farm and now he's doing a TV show.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I think I don't know anybody that thinks that, to be fair. I mean, maybe at first, but having watched it, I think it's great. It's
brilliant.
It was interesting to see, like, you see Clarkson the personality for years doing Top Gear, Grand Tour and things like that, but you got to see him as like a human being more so.
Yeah.
On his farming show.
When he was like, because again, it's that animal human relationship, isn't it? Like where I think I sometimes think I just couldn't be a farmer because like I love animals too much, but then I do love a bacon sandwich, and it's so it's like that. It's like that. But it's that disassociation which I found really interesting. That even someone who's as rugged as he is, you could tell when the cows are going off to slaughter.
Yeah,
he really struggles with it because he's built like an emotional.
Well, he's like birthed some of them, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I've never known any different. And I still feel affected by it when it happens.
So you've been doing it since you were like sort of...
Well, I was born and grew up on the farm,
mm-hmm.
And I disappeared to uni for a few years and then worked in a slightly different part of the industry after that. But other than that, been farming.
And not a family thing, because it
is a family thing. So my dad's dad is the first generation.
Mm-hmm.
My dad is the second, and I'll be the third.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah. Very lucky. We're part of the Longford estate, which is a pretty big estate, which encompasses a lot of the area, sort of southwards of here.
Yeah, nice. And because I've come across Longford with like some properties like in Alderbury and stuff where they still own covenants on some land and things, and like So I've definitely come across Longford, but so the Longford contract you to farm land, or is it kind of like how's that
like that? We're tenants, so we pay a rent, and we are a 3-generational tenancy. Okay, so I'm very lucky, basically, that I get the opportunity to be the 3rd generation on it.
Nice. Okay,
then, is that quite a common thing? Is it the whole tenancy thing?
So I believe it used to be quite common to have it run like a generational thing, but now I don't know. I don't think that would happen. You get it in X number of years.
Yeah, I see.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, something like that.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So rather than, it's just a standard contract almost, rather than like it's passed down based on
this is your area. You pay X rent on your area, and then you farm it as you see fit.
Okay,
Would be how it works on a basic front.
Yeah. What's the biggest challenge? I mean, obviously, again, the whole Clarkson thing. I know there's this wealth tax and things that's probably at the forefront of farmers' minds and stuff. Like what's the challenges?
Yeah. So, difficult to. I don't know where to start with it because it's such an emotive.
No one's judging you here, by the way. You can say whatever you like.
It's such an emotive topic, but I don't want to sit here and just rant.
Yeah.
No one's really interested in that. But it's
they are.
I feel like I am. I feel like I am a bit.
but it's a really emotive topic, and probably rightly so. Traditionally, you were allowed inheritance tax relief of 100% when you passed on farmland, and that has changed now. So you get full relief on the first value of £1 million, and then after that you pay 20%.
Okay. And most farms are going to be worth more than £1 million, right?
A lot of it's
land,
not a big area that you soon stack up £1 million worth.
Yeah.
And I think it depends on what you think of death taxes to begin with. I kind of find them slightly. I don't really get it. You die and now we'll tax you for it.
Nobody should have to pay inheritance tax. It's just such a weird concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
like you die and then you got to pay tax.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think if you are going to pay it, and that's a thing, that's fine. But unfortunately, there isn't the money in agriculture. You don't make enough money to pay it off. So I don't understand what the end goal here is.
Yeah.
Other than you want farmers to sell up. It's unaffordable. So
which is mental because again, like so much, like apologies, I'm going to keep referring to the whole Clarkson because I had such little knowledge of farming until I watched that program. But you said
now you're a pro.
Yeah,
I'm getting there. Like the two things were the margins.
Yep.
So like what you just said then about how like it cracks me up when he's going through with Charlie, who I think is just a great character. And I guess you all have someone like that, or someone to like advise. But it's where he's like, "Yep, so you spent 25 grand and you made 25,015 pounds on that." And he's like, "Okay, then."
He runs through his whole year and he's made like 50 quid or something.
Yeah. He's like, "That was worth it, right? Off to film a Grand Tour episode to pay my bills."
But pretty much, yeah. I don't think anyone is farming for the money. You wouldn't farm for the money. It's for the lifestyle. I love what I do. And I wouldn't want to do anything else.
When you say lifestyle, what does that mean? Like early starts, like just
it's
that
a lot,
feeling of.
It's a lot of hours, but like on a sunny day, outside, wandering around the farm, just like taking it all in.
If you grew up on it as well, that's like it's gotta be
There's nothing else I'd want to do. You could offer me big money to go and be an estate agent.
Absolutely not. Yeah. Can we swap?
Not interesting. For me.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. So what does the day? What does because you all get up early, right? Or is that cliche? Like,
Not mega early. Dairy farmers do get up early. They get up, 4 o'clock, something like that. Which
it's like because the cows are working in the morning.
I struggle with that.
They're ready to go.
Yeah. They're ready for it. But no, I probably start sometime in 7 and 8.
Okay.
And it's very varied. So we're a mixed farm. So we grow crops. We have a beef suckler herd. We started calving a couple of weeks ago. So that takes up a lot of time at the moment. And then we also have a few sheep on the farm as well. So to be honest, on any given day, you can be doing all sorts of things. There's no set routine particularly. I mean, first thing
I assume like based on the time of year and because I swear Caleb would say like you have to plant a certain crop by a certain time to make. So I guess you go cyclically, but not day by day, more like month by month.
Condition dependent. But yeah, you're correct. Like I finished drilling, planting everything last Friday.
Okay, cool.
So that's
and what's that there? And that's for like something to happen in.
Yeah. So then that the idea at least is it'll come out of the ground and grow. Fingers crossed, and then it grows, and then come July, August time, we'll fire up the combine, we harvest it.
Nice.
Be that peas, barley, wheat, oilseed rape.
It's so cool.
It is really cool.
If I could do work experience, like on it, it would probably be and
only work experience. That would be enough. 2 weeks,
Absolutely not full time.
If I could do a week on a farm, I think that'd be quite cool. Just to see that because there is such a fascinating thing about like I do believe in so much of life. We have like what's it called, cognitive dissonance, where you basically like you don't see the process of things happening.
Yeah.
You just go into the shop and see
Take it all for granted, don't you?
yeah. And actually, like I because of the TV show, like I just feel my respect for farmers is just like, you know, I never disrespected it.
Before you were like,
yeah. Why do you do that? But I think it's just crazy, isn't it? That like it's a fundamental of life.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't do it for the money, you've already said, because it's just like it's a generational thing.
And because we now just walk to like the supermarket, take your food off the shelf, we're probably more disassociated from what
100%.
has actually gone into making what you're eating.
Do you think people would have more? How to say this? Do you think people would have more appreciation for these things in life if they had to do what you do?
I'm sure they probably have an appreciation for what goes into making it. You know, I don't grow biscuits. I grow like the raw ingredient that makes a biscuit. But probably. But you know, equally, you flip it around. I'm probably the same about being an estate agent. I assume you just rock up at the door, open
the door,
and it basically sells
that
itself.
viscerally angers me. No,
that is literally all you do. It's hilarious.
Right, switch the camera on. I'm sweating. No, that's fair. No,
I think you can't with farming. It's what you said about the profit thing is. It's like 15% or something like that, isn't it? Profit in a year.
Seems
like
aggressive based on the numbers I've seen.
We wouldn't touch that, to be honest.
That's mad, isn't it?
I don't know the exact stats, so I couldn't give you them. But something around like a third of farming businesses lost money last year.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
But that's not.
Well,
I guess that's his whole point on the show, isn't it? Like, it's not sustainable. It's so hard for you guys to make any money.
No.
And obviously, and he's got all of the resources, financially.
Yeah, he's very lucky to have, you know, a massive income behind him, so it doesn't really, he can play at it. It doesn't really matter. But
you're allowed to rant as much as you like. By the way,
I'm desperate to not rant.
no, because I think a rant would be beneficial. Do you not think? I always feel like there's so many people that don't have the understanding of it, and that actually, if you don't rant, then who does? Like, if
I think at the moment all farmers are ranting.
Yeah,
probably. That's probably why you don't want to rant that much.
yeah. Like, I literally do that all day, every day. But do you know what I mean? Like I think I would love to know as much as I'm sure just that you know. I imagine you do stuff and you're just smashing your head against the wall.
Yeah, it's. I feel quite down probably about what's going on in farming. It's quite hard work.
In what sense?
Like, if I look at the biggest challenges I face, the weather is obviously a big challenge, but probably at the forefront, even in front of that at the moment, is policy. And
like government cuts and stuff.
And policy probably shouldn't be the biggest barrier to what I'm trying to do. You know, we have a massive drive for cheap food, which is great. We do a great job of producing cheap food, but you know, at some stage, if we don't want to subsidise a farmer to grow it, we can't just grow it.
None of us are going to have anything to eat.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
And is there any particular part of like if you could change one? So if you change one thing, that's probably an open-ended question, isn't it? But if you could change one thing, like to make it easier for you, have things been cut? Like, is it almost like, are you looking at that you used to get this much help and it was a bit easier?
So we used to get genuine subsidies. So after the war, basically, we went on a big drive to up food production because we had a big population to feed, and growing cheap food was what we were doing, and it was subsidised. They've phased out subsidies, and there's other funding in place. So we've been part of a scheme. It's called the Sustainable Farming Incentive, and it has paid us money for delivering environmental good, basically. So all sorts of things like
is that like a long title for a name, but it doesn't actually help you that much.
Providing like habitat for birds, ground nesting birds, reducing our inputs, all sorts of things that are just a bit more environmentally friendly. We've been incentivized to do. There's been a payment on offer for it, and that was closed without warning last week.
Good.
And it's a big hole to fill.
Yeah.
And that one really tipped me over the edge because I'm desperate to farm in a way that is more in tune with nature and probably does a bit more for the environment.
Yeah.
But if we remove
that... So why would you do that?
Well, you're asking the wrong man. I didn't make the rules.
I'm already annoyed. Like, that's crazy.
But it's just such a shame that we could be doing this really good work, and unfortunately, because there's not a lot of money in the job, what we are going to farm, we're going to have to do it intensively to produce the maximum that we can in order to try and cover the bills.
And then that's what people don't want, because that's not treating.
Yeah.
That's mad, isn't it? That actually annoys me.
I don't understand what it is if it's not a step backwards, to be honest.
Yeah,
but
and so like, what does the future look like for farming? Like, I mean, obviously, you're turning it into like how do we? Surely, I thought we were trying to become more environmentally friendly and more animal friendly. Like what? Like was it
I have no idea.
Mad, isn't it?
I don't make the rules. I just sit here and just try and follow
Do your
them
thing.
until they change them again.
Yeah, that's mad.
I think that's the hardest thing, is that they just constantly change stuff, isn't it? That's there's a chemical thing as well, isn't there? Like they ban chemicals.
They do ban
all
a
the
lot of
time.
chemicals. Often, to be fair, there's often reasonable rationale behind it. So we then adapt a system to grow without, say, a harmful chemical. But if we move on at some stage, I won't just rant the whole episode, I promise.
No, I like this. These are the clips that are going to be like the angry farmer. He's just the right sarcastic bugger when it comes to like putting on the Instagram shorts where it'll be like.
It's only against you, don't worry.
Yeah, that's true. But no, I think it's really, because it's not like ultimately it's a fundamental of the way we like our food.
Yeah, well, we eat every day, don't we?
Screwed without it.
As they remove chemicals and things, we change our practices to get around that problem. And as I say, sometimes I think it's a justified removal. But we then compete with imports grown to standards that if I grew the product I'm competing against in the same way, it would be illegal. I would probably be in prison for doing so.
Because it's getting imported, and it's but it's not illegal where they're making it.
So
and cheaper.
Yeah.
Right.
Almost inevitably cheaper. So I don't, how do we compete with that?
And I guess these supermarkets and these they're all look after their profit margins, aren't they? And
yeah.
So they're buying in 90% of their products as cheap as they can.
I don't think Tesco's are struggling.
Yeah,
to be honest.
That's also true. Wind that back. Delete that bit.
I think Audi and Lidl aren't too bad, are they? I think
they do a
sell
good job of
cheap,
like
don't
supporting British produce. Yeah. Like a lot of if you go in their fresh meat section and things is great. And then Asda recently, or they committed to selling 100% British chicken, but then last week they reneged on that promise. Because I expect it is cheaper to not buy British. Well, it definitely is cheaper to not buy
think
British
about that
chicken,
before they made the announcement. Hey, yeah, we'll do this. Oh, actually, no, we didn't think that through.
Yeah. So I guess my gripe is that we are playing on an unfair playing field
against
the world market.
Yeah. Where do most so I guess where do most things come in from? Like Spain? France?
It
Germany?
would entirely depend on what you're talking about, because obviously different climates grow different things. Like we don't grow many avocados here.
So where would that be, like South America?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting good at this.
It depends on the time of the year.
We should do
Time
a
of the year.
little quiz.
Yeah.
Paddy should be like, right, where do we get our bananas from? We'll see how many we get right. I know oranges from Spain. Right?
Yeah. All sorts of
I
things
don't think they're just from Spain.
I know that's where we get a lot of them from. On your little sticker when you get your orange, and it says like
Spain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's interesting. And I guess part of me thought that since Brexit that would have been less of a thing, because not to bring something else into play that we probably don't want to.
This is getting tense.
But surely that's become because of obviously import taxes and like. So again, is it like? It strikes me that if we could do things properly here, it can't be like. Surely we would. So why are we cutting off our nose to spite our face?
Yeah, I don't get
that. That's the bit that to a non-farmer like idiot's guide.
If we want to grow with the highest welfare standards probably in the world, that's great. I'm all for it, but we can't be asked to compete against someone who can do it cheaper.
Be nice
not
if
following those rules.
be nice if local MPs didn't vote with animal standards in the gutter, wouldn't it? just to
Call them out.
that's just another thing.
Just name names.
Yeah. I'm going to remain nameless. But yeah, no, I think that's really interesting. So if you could, I always say that if someone made me housing minister, I'd change the conveyancing system. So the moment you buy a house, that's the bit where it turns into a mess. I'm really good at my job and they're not. But no, I think it's like the moment you buy a house and you sell, it's the solicitor's process that costs us all of our money and all of our stress. If you were made farming minister tomorrow or agricultural minister, what would be, again, obviously like specifics is obviously tricky, but what would be the kind of like manifesto? What would be the kind of what do you think from being boots on the ground that you would look to change?
I don't think I'd be very popular with the rest of the government to start things off.
I like this. This is juicy content. This one,
but it's probably like what we've just talked about. To be honest, like I would, I'd change the ruling around imports. You know, if you don't comply with the welfare standards that we're here to in this country, then we ought to be paying, I don't know, I don't want to sound like Donald Trump, but a tariff.
That did sound very Donald Trump.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That's the clip of the last 40 minutes.
But I'd do that. I'd immediately bring back the nature-friendly farming scheme that we talked about earlier. I don't really know where I go from there. To be honest, I think a lot of this would be not such an issue if farmers could earn a reasonable living from what they were producing.
Yeah. And like you're producing food.
Yeah.
Like if anyone's making profit on anything, like on the thing that keeps us alive would be good, wouldn't it? Like
it always seems like it's a luxury thing as well, doesn't it? Farmers' food, like when you like butchers and things like that. But
yeah, well,
with a lot of it, it's more that it's.
What can we do differently? Like as members of the public, like stop buying cheap food, stop buying cheap, poorly, like you know, because again, our whole thing about this is like, how do we educate people? Well, you're educating them, not us. You know, but how do we do that? And how do we make a difference?
I mean, it would be great to buy British. That'd be an easy starting point. And if you wanted to go further, go and support independent shops. We have a bakery and farm shop on the farm, and the more we can sell via that or similar businesses, basically, you're not. The supermarket isn't profiting. It allows us to retain a slightly higher portion of.
Yeah.
We do go to all these places. We go to these places for convenience, don't we? And
yeah.
Actually, if I drove, where's the shop?
Just in Downton.
Okay.
Just up beyond the leisure centre in Downton.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
we'll pin it for you on the
That'd be great.
the podcast.
When there's a great big influx on Saturday,
you'll know exactly
thank
why.
you guys.
That means I've got to release the episode by Saturday. I've got editing to do.
It'll be busy. It'll be like Clarkson's Farm Shop with it.
Similar.
Because what are we talking? 3-4 million listeners?
the chances of that are
diddly
spot, aren't they?
Very good.
That was so good. Yeah,
very good.
Done that bit. You ruined it.
Oh yeah. I will definitely go in this weekend. I'll come in.
Oh, cool.
Oh no, actually, I'm in Downton tomorrow.
There you go.
So I'll
Visit it tomorrow. Come pick me up on your way.
I'll take too busy marketing, aren't you? I'll take a selfie and you can add it onto the episode.
Yeah. So what sort of stuff is it that you?
Oh, all sorts. So we have a bakery section of it, which is like they bake fresh bread every day, but then they do all sorts of cinnamon buns, sausage rolls, pies, quiches, all manner of things like that. And then we work with a number of local farms producing things that we don't. So you can buy milk, eggs, there's honey,
all the essentials to
fruit and veg, and then we also have some other little funny things. Funny things, they might get offended by that. That's not what I mean.
What t-shirts that you're not allowed to sell?
There's have you ever heard of Blueberry Den?
Yes,
So we have a Blueberry Den station in there.
Oh, cool. That's
and-
another independent business if you hadn't realised. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Just like lots of little sort of, I suppose, slightly more niche things. I mean, we're not a supermarket, so you don't get everything, but
in it's like, why do we live in? I know we live in a world of convenience because it's convenient and we're all busy and things, but it's the same. Who are we talking to? Who are we talking to when it was like if we went slightly out of our way, all these independent businesses we make, but we don't. We go to the Tesco's of the world. And
I think that was.
I feel like, who are we speaking to?
I think it might have been Pro. Was it Pro?
Oh, I honestly can't remember, and it was exactly what you just said. It was like so many of our independent businesses are linked. So many of them support each other, but then we don't support them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So so absolutely, like I think why don't I go and get the things that you don't do? But why don't then I make the effort to know that? I don't know.
Yeah, Adam. Why don't you?
Yeah. Oh no, I think we were saying about like clothes shops and like Amazon and things, weren't we?
Yeah,
Where it's
yeah,
like it's
right.
just it's because we're busy and the concept of driving out to see you and then driving over to but it's like ultimately if we don't do that, what's it going to look like?
Yeah, I guess. But to be fair, you don't need to do it all like that, do you? Like if you just once a week went and supported a shop that you probably wouldn't have done otherwise, it would probably make a big difference.
Yeah, because if everyone did that,
Yeah.
We'd all.
Yeah,
have
that's
something.
it. Is if everybody did just,
Yeah.
if everybody that listened to this podcast, for example, you'd have at least 2 people come in.
I was waiting for the punchline. know what we're getting? Like 1,000?
Yeah, we're getting quite a lot of listeners on Spotify. Yeah, there's loads. Yeah.
So that's probably my mum, like 400 times, and then Dad's about 250. Yeah. But like, yeah, you're right. Imagine if even a tenth of those. Imagine if 50, 100 people rocked up to your shop.
Oh, it'd be great. Yeah.
How many people do you normally get coming in? Say, like, are you open like all week?
So
or-
Monday to Saturday.
Yeah, cool.
To be honest, customer numbers I couldn't tell you. We run it as a partnership with a girl, Louisa, who she is sort of the day-to-day running of it.
Yeah, okay.
She's like I'm a farmer. Customer facing is not my forte. So
Yeah, you did say at the start you were like, this whole podcast thing is a bit not me.
slightly out of my wheelhouse. But yeah, so she came to us with the idea, and it's been a joint venture essentially.
Nice.
And she if I was running the farm shop, it would have failed years ago. I think it's probably the way to say it.
Produce would have been good, but no one would have.
Produce would have been good, but it would have been very small amount of produce.
Yeah.
It would have been like beef, lamb.
Yeah.
So if
few
anyone
cereals.
that's watching this does actually see you while they're there, just avoid you. Don't talk to that guy.
Yeah. He'll cost you a sale. He'll persuade you not to buy something. Yeah.
But I'd love a bit more engagement from customers. Like if you want to come out and you have a load of questions, I'd love to show someone around and explain what we do, or talk through it a bit more.
Do you do like farm tours or things?
No,
like that?
we don't do farm tours. It's probably be quite a big job, especially from like the health
You
and
got a
safety
website,
aspect.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Get your hard hat on.
But if you came out and you had some questions, I'd very happily talk through.
I feel like I probably would come out, because my mind when I said that was you just go to a field and have a look at stuff.
You just go to a field.
So I should probably come down and have a look.
I did a year during COVID. Helped out some friends up in Frome.
Oh yeah,
they had a farm. Oh sorry, the person who they had their warehouse and their outbuildings and things and all their machinery. They were quarrying mainly,
right.
But his background was farming, and to see just like all of the again, like I've never been a farming guy, but I like cars, and you like. So to see all of like the telehandlers,
yeah.
And had a couple of goes, but it was like just in after hours, and it is so fascinating, just like seeing the sheer size of everything. Like it's for you'd be quite all of like, I mean, obviously they were doing things like topsoil at the time, and they were doing more like products for gardens and things, because everyone was in their gardens during COVID, so they made a fortune from selling topsoil. But it so fascinated me, like size of the machinery, like the versatility, like watching how easily they were like, you get in there and it's like, oh my god,
Yeah, it's a big kit. Like when I moved the combine harvester down the road in the summer, and it's wider than one lane of the road. So you drive. I drive down the 338, and I can see a lot of people are like.
When's this guy going to pull over? And you're like, yep, no, can't.
But like you, I think there's the small boy in me still loves just driving around in kit.
That is, I can imagine that being really cool.
Yeah,
You have to do like yearly chat, or like for different machinery. Like you've got to do yearly.
Not.
Or do you just get your what's it called? I feel like I would know this as
So
soon as you say it.
like for certain machines, like a telehandler, I'll have a ticket. You do a
Ticket,
test to
that's it,
drive it.
yeah.
I don't know how long it
What's
lasts.
it like? Reverse, lift, up, forward.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, you're good.
if you can do it safely, then knock yourself out.
Yeah.
Basically. And then
Never got my ticket.
and then you just learn as you do it. It becomes second nature, because it's all on a handpiece beside you, and you just Yeah,
it was the down on the floor, scoop up, tilt. I was like, it was
I mean, when you first start, it's like a jerky mess. But when you've been doing it for like 10 hours, by the time you've done that, it sort of becomes quite easy. Looks quite smooth.
Paddy had a go.
No.
Wouldn't let her do that.
No, I don't
Have
think.
you danced?
There you go.
No, we're getting married in September, and she's made it very clear that I have to learn to dance.
I'm sure she has. Everyone's going to be looking at your wedding video like, right, this is going to be sick.
But she can't teach you your first dance, right?
Yeah, that's what she's planning. I'm rather hoping I'll just stand there and she can sort of just mingle around with me. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
But I've seen some of the Panthera stuff and it doesn't look like first dance material.
Yeah, they do some of that as well. She does a few first
Not
dances.
the Thursday night ones. No, it looks fun. We probably should explain some context behind that, shouldn't we? Did you want to explain some context?
No, the floor is yours.
The Paddy's fiance is Hattie, who's going to be coming on in a couple of weeks, and is she choreographer for Panther? Or she's doing stuff at the Playhouse?
So yeah, she works at the Playhouse. She's worked. She works on the Panther the last couple of years. She was the assistant director.
Nice.
I think I've got that right. I'll be in trouble if I haven't.
That's your first dance really is going to be intense.
You'll be in real trouble if she was just the director and you said assistant director.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
What did you say that?
Yeah, I'll have to come back and make that clear if I'm wrong. But and then she's working. They're doing a performance of Shrek in the summer, and she's working on that at the moment as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
But then her main business is Panthera in Churchfields,
Nice,
and
yeah.
that's her business.
Yeah.
They do all manner of different dances.
Yeah, no, we know a fair few people. But yeah, no, she's coming on in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
actually,
we can
so
learn to dance and stuff as well on the
oh
podcast.
god, oh yeah, we're digging ourselves in now. Isn't
We'll be
it?
body popping and all that. Yeah.
Body popping.
I just thought that was the first thing that came to my head.
So
what is it?
Body popping.
I've never heard her say the word body popping.
Damn it. Come on, that's
You've embarrassed yourself, and she's
that's
not
an
even here yet.
amazing one.
That's funny.
don't know what
So,
it
how
is.
did you guys? It's not really business anymore, but do you guys meet? Obviously, dancing and farming don't necessarily seem to be.
I was performing for the cows, and she happened to.
she drove fast, and you're just that's so funny.
So we were at school together years and years ago, and we didn't stay in touch or anything. And then, as is the modern way, we reconnected on Hinge, maybe.
Nice.
And asked to go for a drink, and
Nice.
now we're getting married.
Yeah, yeah. How long have you been together?
3 years, 4 years, something.
Is that another thing you're
along
going to
those
get in trouble
lines?
for?
Yeah.
How did you not know how long we've been?
Yeah. The worst one is her birthday. I have a horrible mental block about her birthday. I know it's the 6th, 7th, or 8th of July, but I can never remember which one it is.
Wow.
Set a reminder on your phone.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you should just write it down.
Yeah.
That'll be easier.
I love that. And obviously you're starting early. She's often working into the evening. Do
Yeah,
you-
she does work late. So
ships in the night sometimes.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we often don't see a whole lot of each other. Sunday afternoons,
That's why it's working,
Saturday
right?
evenings.
Sunday
Yeah.
afternoons, there you go.
But yeah, no, we try and make a bit of time. But yeah, we do work very, very different schedules.
Yeah,
And she is not a morning person.
That's an underrated. That's an underappreciated thing, isn't it? That sometimes you've got a career that's X. As you say, it's not a career really. It's in your blood, isn't it? She's obviously doing what she's doing, and they don't necessarily,
No, they don't mesh together that well. But I don't want to say it's nice because that's not the right thing to say. But no, I think it works for us and goes quite well. So
Nice. No, it sounds good.
And hopefully, even though you've said a few things on here, you still get married in September.
that'd be nice. And hopefully she comes
Let's say
on
she
and
still agrees.
reiterates my
Yeah,
points. That would be nice.
What and like what does she have similar outsider? Obviously, she's seeing you in it daily, but does she have a similar perspective to what we do on the challenges that she sees in what you do?
Yeah, I think so. Much like you, to be honest. Until she watched Clarkson's Farm, she probably lived in happy oblivious about what was going on. But she really liked Clarkson's Farm, and I think she gets an understanding of what goes on because she lives on the farm with me. So.
It's actually I the more we talk about it, I know it's been a big part of this, but I honestly think there's going to be so many people who's only like me, like you. Like if I hadn't have watched that, I would not have the foggiest about what to ask you.
No,
Do you know what I mean?
you
Like,
definitely wouldn't be alone in that.
Has anything from that program then inspired you guys to do something differently? Because I know he's done lots, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done a lot in terms of like engagement with the wider public.
It's not really groundbreaking, though, is it? It's like, yeah, well done, you farmed, you this, and you do that. We do that.
Yeah, but I guess we've probably learned we could do more with the wider public. People don't have a clue what's going on, so probably the most powerful thing we could do is educate them.
Yeah.
Because I saw it. I don't know if it was a podcast story or an interview that I read, but I remember about 6 to 8 months ago reading that he actually has a lot of support in that local village. Because so I think for the TV element, you kind of, especially his restaurant that he set up.
I thought they all hated him off the back of that.
Yeah. So he actually did say that and a lot of that is the typical, middle-aged, middle class, not to alienate certain audiences, but, like that they would look and go, no, Chipping Norton's always looked like this and is always, do you know what I mean? Whereas actually, like he said, there's a lot of people behind the scenes who support the kind of attention he's brought to that farm, because I believe it was really struggling before.
Yeah.
And obviously he bought it and has kind of brought more attention to the area.
And I guess
businesses in the area.
Providing local work.
Correct. Yeah. So I think, I feel as though, it's really interesting, isn't it? It's almost like I'm not, because Dan gets work from everybody. I say this every single episode, but it's almost like he needs to come and do like a little behind the scenes documentary with you guys for like a week or something.
Yeah,
because I think there is, as I said, politely, I'm an estate agent. Like he's going to do this with me, and everyone's going to not be surprised when I turn up for a viewing with some keys and open the door, are they? Like it's not rocket science. But whereas I just think my perception of what I would see on your documentary thing, I'd be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it would be good for sort of local people to see behind the scenes of stuff.
Yeah.
And, it's starting, it sounds silly, but starting a TikTok and, even just filming yourself, you're doing like a harvest or whatever.
Yeah, there's a bit of that on there. Have you ever come across it? Probably, if you're not searching for it, your algorithm's probably not kicking you off on this.
Yeah, it might have earlier because I was searching up farming. But
I did go viral the other day. Didn't I?
That's not viral.
Is it not? No. Okay, that's a shame. I got like 100,000 views on one of our videos. To me, that's viral.
Was it 100,000?
Yeah.
Should we
have a look where we are right now?
When you get Hattie on, you'll have to ask her about her viral TikTok. She made a TikTok that got 2 million views, and it was probably the biggest news in our life for about 6 months.
That's viral.
And all
2 million.
All it was a she made dinner, which was a mashed potato mountain, turkey dinosaurs, gravy, and the Jurassic Park theme tune over the back of it.
I think I've seen that. I'm not even kidding. I've seen that.
Yeah, look, 109,000.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah.
What was it? Was it estate agent?
Yeah, it was just me saying.
It's me that.
I know, and you know the worst thing is about my page is I forgot to change all the what do you call them? The initial images. So when you click on my TikTok, it's you, and Dan. So the 4 videos I posted of us in this setting.
Your thumbnails aren't that exciting.
It's all him.
So basically, I'm viral.
Yeah. Can we look this video up?
Oh yeah, go for it.
That's Ed Sheeran.
I can show it.
What's
on
it called?
Thing.
Try Hattie Dawson. HATTIDAW.
Or Mash and Dinosaurs.
That's all right. This is her. So yeah, go on now.
She's definitely pinned it like I did.
Oh, of course, yeah.
There you go.
I have seen this.
That is sick. Isn't it? I feel like I want to show the camera.
I can't believe I've seen it. And I just thought it was just one of those.
That is
I
insanely
remember seeing
good.
it and being like, I might do that one day.
How much potato?
Oh, so yeah, the amount of the potato is a bit deceiving. She's made like a big foil house, and there's just a layer of mash on top.
I was gonna say I can
You said that's a lot of preparation.
Otherwise, I'd have had my work cut out for about a week.
I'm going to have it on the screen, don't worry.
Okay. I don't know how this works. That's
now not to go too much into that, but how long did that take?
So she did it with a friend, and it took a while. I don't know, probably an hour. I mean, it looks impressive, but
It seems like a lot
it's
of
mashed
dedication.
potato and turkey dinosaurs.
and also
There's a lot of
that's
dedication
not
for a
really on
video.
brand for her. So like, did she just do it because she was bored? I'm just gonna make a mashed potato slide.
She is wild for mashed potato. Yeah. Yeah.
Was that your farm? Was that your?
No, sadly not.
Just,
Not my turkey dinosaurs either.
That would be so funny. I think she should do that again, but with stuff that you with stuff that only came from.
Yeah, I'd probably be sad when it was a bit of a damp squib though. It's got like 6 views.
Yeah.
Tanked.
107 views. God damn it! Spent a week on that. Yeah, no, that's interesting. No, but I do think I look. I understand that all these things cost money and stuff, and he's not cheap. But you know, if you wanted to do you a deal, I'll tell his business. But no, I would honestly be so fascinated to see like you know, and I guess we've all watched similar things, but again, like I think you engage more with people you know.
Yeah,
You know
definitely.
what I mean? And it's like so like I just find like if I was to watch, especially because we've met you today, like if I was to then watch you on I have much more intrinsic kind of desire to watch it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, I remember him saying that. Let's see what it looks
You
like.
have
know?
seemed, I'll say this, you've seemed especially excited
I am.
in this episode.
Yeah, I am. Normally I'm like, it's only Luke.
Like hyper. You're a bit hyper.
I know I am. I'm also a bit delirious because you know there's something going on in my work with stamp duty and stuff at the moment, which is just ridiculous.
Boring.
So, I mean, yeah. This is what I mean. This is why I'm happy to speak to something fun. No, but I think like I think that's fascinating. It really is. You know, but I think because my brain understands, with all the best will in the world, my brain understands like corporate finance. Like my brain understands to a point what Molly's doing. My brain my brain has no perception of what your day-to-day life is and what it would be like.
You don't do it. You're not involved in it, are you? So you know what you do and you're surrounded by is
It's what you understand.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about you. Do you know what I mean? Though, like
Yeah, I know what you mean,
I cannot imagine getting up and doing your day of work. I can imagine getting up and doing Luke's. I can imagine in the nicest possible way. Sorry, guys. But you know, but like, it's just your job is just so separate to what my brain understands. You know that I'm just sat there going, that's why it fascinates me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, and if you were going to do it for a day, definitely don't pick a wet day.
Yeah.
Can be quite miserable out
That
there.
does seem like the frustrating part of it, where like you plan all this and then and obviously it's all those hilarious cuts in the thing where they're like, so we got up for a really good day, and then they're both just sat inside like eating mustard or something. Like like brilliant. Yep, can't do that. And the weather is such a big part of what you do.
Definitely. And we've had like 2 of the wettest years on record. So
Oh, really? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
the last couple of years has
Tough.
been
How's this year?
pretty
I feel like
damp.
it's not been too bad. This
Last few weeks, it's dried up, isn't it? But we had a pretty wet winter, but we've come out of it and it's drying quite nicely.
I guess you could probably legislate for October through January being not great. Maybe not but I guess it's when we're in like April, May, June, and we're getting hashing rain that you're probably a bit like, hang on, what's going on here?
Yeah, so we do plan like for November, December, January, February when it's too wet to have cows outdoors. You know, we have plans and they're indoors. They're housed inside because they can't live underwater.
Yeah.
So
Cows don't swim.
that'd be much easier if they could. Couldn't it?
but like last year when it just went on and on and on, it does become pretty wearing.
I guess because you're already working on small margins. Like
Yeah.
every week of rain is 5-10 grand gone down the toilet or something.
And like to have like for the cows, for example, I'd much rather they're outdoors. It's much quicker. It doesn't cost as much to keep them outside because they're eating grass and the grass just grows. So
of course, because you're not having to buy them like food.
no,
feed them.
don't have to bed them up 3-4 times a week, feed them every day because they sort of do it themselves.
Yeah, that's mad. Yeah, that's really interesting.
What would you say is the best part of your day? Like just a normal farming day. What's like?
Best part of my day or best job on the farm?
Yeah, go with that.
I
Maybe they're the same thing.
love I love driving the combine harvester.
That's a big bit, isn't it?
It's like sit there, sun setting, like out in the middle of a field, just plodding along. It's great. And then the worst part, I guess, probably the reams of paperwork that comes with the job.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Which
You
I'm
were
sure.
meant to say not spending as much time with Hattie.
Yes.
So are you trying to get in
Obviously.
trouble? I love that.
Yeah, that's good. I can really see that being like it's very picturesque, isn't it? When
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
sort
And
of-
you look out and like everything you can see is like what you've worked hard for. And yeah.
and satisfying.
I
With the
did that.
lines and stuff, right?
Yeah, literally I did that, yeah.
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 God, that's so cliched.
What?
Hey, look at the lines I did. Farmer Dan.
Yeah, but that's satisfying,
It
right?
is
When you've done a
satisfying.
good job.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you look at. I'm saying it as if I haven't.
Yeah. I mean, everyone else on the farm looks at me like I'm the most boring man in the world, but all the seeds I planted like the last couple of weeks, they're just coming out of the ground and they're like in these little perfect rows, and the sun lines up on them.
Yeah,
and
brilliant.
I think they look
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
and everyone else looks at me like, Jesus.
It is funny when you see when you see on the show that they've like missed.
Yeah.
They've missed like, oh no, there's a patch that hasn't been done, and it's just like, yeah, and Clarkson's going around going, yeah, that's $5,000. Yeah. Cheers, Caleb. You cost me 20K. You know, like, and it's just like that sort of.
I'm gonna do a bit of that. I've done a few misses, and luckily the boys on the farm never remind me of it.
Awkward.
How many people actually work on the farm?
So there's me and my dad, and then we have 2 full-time employees as well. 2 guys who I'm very lucky to have.
Yeah,
They're great. So
And do you have a Charlie?
and he's actually called Charlie.
No, sure.
Yeah, he comes from the forest, and he is. I hope he doesn't mind me saying he's a slightly rare breed, but he's great.
Charlie, what a guy. And he's just there doing a similar job where he's like, look, this is what I'd recommend.
He'd be more my Caleb than my Charlie.
Okay.
I won't get into it, but yeah, he works on the farm, and he'd definitely be like our Caleb.
Okay, nice.
Right. But we don't so much have a Charlie. He's like a land agent, and
right.
he's I think because Jeremy's not a farmer.
He's kind of
He's not
advisor.
great at it.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
He's like an advisor.
Whereas you guys have a more intrinsic understanding of what Jeremy does.
Well, often I think we do, and then often I think we do.
You're like, yeah, could have done that differently.
Yeah.
No, I think that's interesting. I honestly find it so fascinating. I really do.
Yeah. Was there anything else that you specifically like? I know we've got the protests going on and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know if that's
What's happening there? Is it like has there been any kickback on that they might wheel this wealth tax thing back?
No, I don't think so. The protesting is probably raising a bit of awareness, and I think it's generating a reasonable bit of public support. But
feels like it, but then you don't know if it's just because that's your family and friends on your Facebook page that all think the same. You know?
Ultimately, driving around in a tractor or marching somewhere, like the government probably don't care. To be honest,
they need to take the French approach.
Yeah, it's a delicate subject,
which is burning tyres on the side of the road.
Oh my god,
making a mess,
piling shit outside the politicians' houses.
That's so funny because when you just said that, I went skiing not this year, but last year, and to January 24, and we were leaving Val Thorens from the Alps, and the road was completely clear, and then we got about 45 minutes from the airport with about 3 hours to spare, so well in time, and then all of a sudden there was just this and we were like, wow,
there was a what?
It was a bit of, obviously you got tolls, so there was like the road. Suddenly there was this huge traffic jam.
Oh yeah,
I'll pop the video on and you can put it up there. But there was basically so we missed our flight. Had to fly the next day because
you didn't get there.
No, because we were sat in the same spot for about 2.5 hours, and it was basically that they were protesting like cuts and things like that, and they'd parked all of their tractors in the way of all the tolls and just left one free.
Wow!
So then there was like obviously like streams of people, and I remember I've got the video like where I pulled through, where we actually got through. Like I think ironically we almost got to the toll as our flight should have been leaving.
Wave it off.
Yeah. Bye. But yeah, and then I remember reading afterwards that it was all about cuts to like subsidies and grants and things. So
it might
maybe
happen.
go block the roads and see what happens.
It might happen, but I think that's a pretty quick way to lose all the public support.
I think
I think it's getting to the point now where they haven't got,
there's a lot of people who don't have a lot to
government
lose.
have said that nothing.
Yeah,
like they've done nothing about it so far.
I want to find this video now. You keep talking.
Thank you.
Yeah, the government have done nothing, and I think there is a lot of people out there who don't really have anything to lose. If they don't win this, then that's it. Should they die, they'll lose the farm. So
yeah, it's all, and I think the worst thing I heard was that if like the owners of a farm were to die before, like it was next April, then that would save loads of money.
Yeah,
that's the horrendous thing, isn't it? But don't worry,
See what I mean?
let's look at Adam's video.
Yeah. There's a lot of tractors there.
Yeah, so like all blocking the all blocking the tolls. So there's one little thing that we could go through. But it obviously, I've been intrigued to know if that got.
I didn't even get to see it.
Oh my god!
I said something really heartfelt, and then you just went.
Sorry, I was quite excited that I found it.
Oh yeah.
So they were all just parked up, blocking all the tolls. And then
We're just giving the farmers ideas now, aren't we? Can you send me that and then put it up?
Put it on the video. Yeah, I think, but it's like the whole just stop oil thing, isn't it? I think we all agree, as you said, that we want to be doing things more sustainably and stuff. But like, you don't gain any. You know, I mean, I missed my flight. Like, it is what it is. But you know, it's when people have they've blocked roads and you know, like
I won't glue myself to the tarmac.
I
won't come to that.
We'll have to delete the episode if you do. It'd be bad for the brand. Yeah.
Or throw orange powder over a snooker table.
Yes,
That kind of thing.
Or over some artwork somewhere.
Yeah, they're not growing any public support whatsoever.
No, I don't think so.
They're making the news,
Yeah, they do that, to be fair.
but nobody likes them. So that's sort of the problem.
But they've got a farmer rant in there somewhere, haven't they? They use combine harvesters and they should use.
Well, they use a lot of oil.
They should use scissors.
Yeah, scissors. Hand cut them.
Do you know what I mean? Just like Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. So then the next thing, which I think might actually be quite okay for you, was basically we asked the guest before, and I don't know if you can remember what it is, but I do.
I can never remember this.
It's Molly's, so you should.
For God's sake, I can't.
It's we asked the guest before to ask you a question, but they didn't know who the next guest is.
Diary of a CEO-esque.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, does he do that?
Did we copy that?
I think he does that, doesn't he?
we didn't copy that. We copyrighted it.
Yeah. No, I think he's watched ours and started doing it.
That's how.
definitely,
Yeah. He probably
Yeah.
did
No, I
watch
nicked it off a podcast I watched with some ex-Geordie Shore guy. It's happened to be because he's got a golf channel. Do you remember Gaz from Geordie Shore?
Yeah.
He's got a golf channel of a golfer.
That show back in the day, by the way,
was elite,
top
wasn't
tier.
it? Yeah, thumbs up if you're a Geordie Shore fan. But he went on a podcast and just because he was on it, he got suggested. And yeah, he was on there, and they just said to him at the end, like, we've got another guest coming. Asked him a question. So, and I quite like that with us because we're all local people. So, I cannot remember what Molly said for the life of me. So,
It was a tough one. It's a tough one.
and you've looked it up because I know you do.
But for you, I think it's not too bad. So I haven't looked it up. I just remember it.
Okay, very good. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Brownie points.
And the question is, what one thing do you do every day that improves somebody else's life?
I make them food.
I was going to say that's probably a bit of a cop-out, but yeah.
I don't think it is. I think
guess, if in the morning you eat a slice of toast, you have a biscuit with your 11s or a cup of tea, and then in the evening you have a bolognese, like I might have produced the raw ingredients that went into making that.
That's cool.
So I guess
I do like a bolognese as well.
I guess probably
11s
that.
is such a farmer saying as well.
I have no idea what it is. So I just ignored it.
11 o'clock.
You've
tea
never heard of
break.
11s? Surely you have.
11 o'clock tea break. You never.
Really?
No,
Who hasn't heard of 11s? You
I
absolute
thought that
weirdo.
was like really common.
I don't.
Well, it is. It's not unknown.
11Z's tea break.
Not 11Zs, 11s.
Oh, 11Z's.
I think I said Z's when I was a kid, but like, yeah, it's that mid-morning tea break, isn't it?
I didn't really
With a
get
cuppa-
a break.
with a cuppa
Who
and a
gets a
rich
break
tea,
in the
innit?
morning?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you not just stop for a cup of tea at some stage?
Yeah,
I don't drink tea. No, I'm not a tea
Coffee?
guy.
Coffee?
yeah.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. No, that's no. I actually think Molly didn't know this, but that's a great question, isn't it? And I think, but ultimately, because you're doing a job that's just for the people. Do you know what I mean? You're doing a job that isn't for the money. You're doing.
And you're doing it because you love doing it, which I think is also great.
Yeah, no, do love doing it. If I won the EuroMillions, I would do the same thing.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay, so before we go, that's a great question. So what would change in your farm if you did win the £186 million tonight? Which I think I'm going to try and enter when we finish this.
So the pressure would be off because I wouldn't need to make much money. So that'd be great. But I suppose I'd have more toys, probably.
Yeah.
And would that be so you could do more, produce more products?
Not
or
produce more
No,
products.
just for fun.
Like give me different ways of doing things.
get a Lambo tractor.
Yeah. Play around with some different ideas that I'd like to try. And when we try and do, like if we try and change a practice on the farm to something that's, say, greener, like we have to, because we work with such tight margins, we have to be really careful that profitability has to be number one. So it very much comes into your thinking because we got rent to pay. We have to pay the bills. But if I didn't have to worry about paying the bills, then
You do think
Yeah.
it's a bit, yeah.
My dad would
Makes
probably
sense.
have kittens because I'd be out there doing all sorts.
Why has he got like a jetpack?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I've always wanted one of those.
So that would then lead on to you can think of a question for our next guest.
Which, incidentally, wouldn't be ruled out. That could be Hattie, to be fair.
It could be, yeah, you could be asking Hattie right now.
Sorry, love. Dancing
So,
is not going to happen.
I could ask her the same thing. If you won the EuroMillions, what would you do?
That's a good one.
But
Yeah.
if it's her, I know she'd do the same thing as well. So
What, just do more like
not farming, to be fair, dancing.
yeah, just buy a tractor. Yeah, okay. So assuming it's not, your question would be if you won the EuroMillions, how would you do your job differently? How would your business run differently?
Okay, I want to say what would you do for a living, but you'd be winning the EuroMillions for a living. So how would you fill your time?
Yeah,
I
okay.
guess.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay.
I like that because I think it would be interesting to me to see how many business owners, because obviously so many business owners are working on a really tight margins, as you said. Like, you know, not your industry as a generalization is a tight margin industry, but there's some, you know, it could be in finance, you could be in what I'm doing, but you're struggling to build your name. So I think it would be really interesting to see if people did things differently and more authentically.
Yeah.
If they weren't worried about,
If money wasn't an issue.
yeah, like what would you do? Would you do more community events? Would you do more charity events? Would you do more, you know, I'd be really intrigued to see, like, would you cut the corner? Would you get the better meat in to do something? If you're a restaurant, would you buy the better material clothing if you're Deleuze? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or would you just do nothing?
Or just do nothing and just go sit on a beach in Jamaica or something.
I don't think I could do that. You know?
You'd get bored,
really
I
don't
think.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good. Well,
You would.
mate,
You'd go and sit on a
I'm
beach.
semi-retired at 40. Remember?
Yeah.
That's my that's the goal. But yeah, I think that's really interesting.
Just realised that my arm's been there for so long. It's
Because
really hurts.
he lifted some weights this morning. Dan
It
lifted
wasn't
some
even
weights.
that many.
But yeah, so, cool. Well, thank you. And now we get to go over the darts board.
No, charity.
Oh,
so
yeah, of course.
we also, I don't know if you know about this bit actually, but we donate £100 to a charity of your choice. So you can pick any local charity.
Local. Okay.
Young
Stars
Farm.
Appeal.
Nice.
Stars
yeah.
Appeal.
Okay. Cool.
There you go.
It's a
That's
good one.
great.
Got a feeling that might end up being a popular one come the years out because I think it's one of the. Is it one of the biggest in Salisbury? Like in terms of what
I
we
think
do.
so,
like,
yeah.
With hospital and stuff.
The stream that I did
With Stars
a
Appeal.
couple of weeks ago was Stars Appeal. And we raised, we're going to pick up a big check. That's how much we raised.
Do I get to be on it too?
No.
What were you doing to raise it?
We did a 24-hour charity
Shaved
stream.
his head.
So I shaved my head. My leg is also very patchy from wax strips and things. And I've got a tattoo. So
Cool.
yeah, we did a load of stuff and we raised in total.
Who was your
I
biggest
think it's
donor?
up to 4.5 now.
Who was your biggest donor?
Oh yeah, you asked why you're on it.
Yeah.
I thought you meant because you were here.
No.
Yeah, Adam donated a lot of money to it as well, which was great. And
What-
yes, you should be there.
It was quite.
Actually.
It was quite fun because it was things were coming in and it was like. It was on 2,250, and I was like, and they were like at 2,500, and I was sat there. It was like 9 on a Saturday evening, and I was just on the sofa, and I was like, oh, interesting. And my accountant had literally said to me the day before, he was like, obviously end of tax year is nearly here. He was like, your corp tax bill is going to be pretty hefty. He was like, so if you want to spend anything, do anything. So I was like buying a laptop. I was like, and then obviously charity donations count. So I just kept waiting until you were close to milestones and then. Donating enough to get it out and then see your faces.
It was thanks to you that Kieran got a tattoo on his neck rather than his arm.
On his neck.
On his neck, yeah,
Oh,
right
God.
here.
Yeah, I need to see that. That's
Yeah.
funny. But yeah, no, okay, so we'll donate
Stars
£100 to Stars Appeal.
Excellent, yeah.
Cool.
And then we also do a darts competition. So
Wonder
we
what the
do
darts
like
ball
a,
award
yeah, we
was
do
for.
a Top Gear leaderboard.
Okay.
So every guest gets to throw 3 darts, and then whoever's top, then
Who is top at the moment?
you're annoying.
So is it like? I know Top Gear had like a wet lap. If I do badly, would you put like windy conditions down?
It depends what happens during
LN,
when
late
you're
night.
throwing it.
yeah. No, it's and then we'll probably figure out either a personal prize or like we'll donate more money at the end of the year. Whoever's got the top 3 or something.
I don't think I need to worry about that soon.
Okay, there's going to be somebody.
yeah.
There's going to be somebody that comes on at some point who's going to be
really
like,
good
who's
at
going to
that.
play, who's going to play it really smug, and then he's just going to get up. And
Ding,
just,
ding, ding.
yeah.
Cool. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks.
There you go.
Appreciate that. And,
No, thank you very
I
much.
thought you were about to clap. I nearly went for it. I was like, oh, no. Paddy.
Oh, that's all right.
When we get in the flow of it, we'll need some sort of jingle.
Salisbury Business Podcast. Salisbury Business Podcast.
Why, just off the cuff?
Yeah.
Did you just think of that?
What is that then? Why
I'm kidding. It's shit.